This could take some coordination. Let's see how this works. I already know that our note is getting soggy. Let's see, I could really use 3 hands right now. Got it, okay. Man, this thing's soggy. Okay, let's get to work. I guess I can really walk anywhere. All right, there's a full view of the umbrella. Okay, so I got a couple comments that have a common theme in them. Let's read them. Now, I did that video, I just did one this weekend, and it was called Closer Look at My Thinning Vertex and Crown. And that was a very engaging video, as simple as it was. Harry Cueball had this to say: does this change your plan about the date of a future head shave? So, you know, I revealed in that ultra lighting in front of a mirror from all angles, showing you the worst possible perspective of my hair. And you could see that despite how I can make it look on other days, maybe even like today, where it looks like I don't have thinning up top or major hairline issues, you can see the worst of it. It's like the girl who takes a selfie and puts it on Facebook and taking no makeup to try to prove that she's beautiful either way. It's kind of like I showed you the worst there was, right? So he's saying, does that affect my head shave? Because you can see in that video that the top, basically the entire crown, that all of it on top is definitely thinner than on the sides and the back, despite it's longer. Now granted, when I made that video, my hair was still a little bit wet, and I did that on purpose to just further show how thin my hair actually is. Other comment I wanted to read real quick. It's on a different video, but it's the same concept. Remember that video I made called "Oh no, I have Adolf Hitler's hairstyle"? By the way, YouTube would not monetize that. They disqualified that because it has Adolf Hitler's name in it. Jerry Williams said, quote, "You need to shave your head, obviously." And then I did a video last week called "Balding Spot Leading to Norwood 4." Marcelo Anarim had this to say. Very few words, but he said, quote, "Buzz cut better," end quote. So let me put this in my pocket. And there we go. We'll continue. So, am I feeling any sort of, not pressure, but maybe inspiration to buzz my hair off sooner? Is that at all something I want to do now that I've recently looked in the mirror and seen, and especially because people are saying it? You know, I'll have some people say, "Hey Nick, your hair looks good. Yeah, I wish I had as much hair as you." But more people, the most vocal people, are the ones saying that I need to shave it off or get a hair transplant or use some kind of drug. That's what I get the most of. So, you know, should I adhere to that discussion? Should I go along with that? Am I at all, I don't know, starting to change my mind? Because I think probably the most consistent thing I've said on my plans to shave my head again, or buzz it off again, is maybe after this year's over, after I've completed my contract which is a secret I can't talk about, where I have to have hair about this long, or when I turn 40, because I think by the time I turn 40 I'll be full Norwood 4, and for me personally, I'd rather just buzz it off than to try to pull off having hair with Norwood 4. So those are the things I've said before, but now I'm being asked, well, here you are at age 36, you showed us how thin your hair is, are you having second thoughts about this thing? I can honestly say no. No, because I don't think I'm actually at that point where my hair would look just better off shaved than it would to keep it. I think there definitely is the option to keep my hair and just make the most of it. And I think that's going to be a theme you're going to be seeing in future videos this week. I think it's something we need to discuss. We need to talk about how people are so quick to find this escape plan or this plan of salvation for their hair, but they forget about the most obvious one that people like me can still get away with, and that is just to make the most of what we've got with our hair. Because in reality, we're not walking around with a mirror and a flashlight showing the worst parts of our hair. So I'm not planning on shaving my head any sooner. But again, after this year, after the contract's over, if I am Norwood 4, or if I've experienced so much thinning that it's just completely obvious to everybody, you know, then that way too. But keep in mind, and I know that you can only imagine me as a YouTuber. Even though you've seen my wife, you know that I have a real life outside of doing YouTube. I know it's hard to think about, but in the real world, not one single person thinks of me as a guy who's losing his hair or is having thinning hair. Not one single person. And only when I even bring it up that I make money from this, to people and then their response, they just laugh at me. They laugh at the fact that anybody would listen to a guy like me about hair loss. 100% of the time, anytime I've ever explained this to anyone that I make money from making hair loss videos, they always just laugh at me because it doesn't make sense to them. So that's the reality that I actually live in as far as the people I actually know. I think a lot of people who comment want to make it seem like I'm this guy who's just hanging on to the last thread when it comes to my hair, and I'm so insecure about it and all this stuff. And it's just obvious that I need to shave it off. Almost like someone who's like, you know, hasn't come out of the closet yet, but everybody knows, and that person just hasn't come out of the closet yet. Almost like that with hair. But see, I'm not actually that guy. I'm not actually that guy that people want me to be, that I need to shave this off. So, no, I'm not planning on buzzing it off sooner than before. I'm not freaking out about it. I'm not emotional. I don't care, just as I never have. As I've been doing these videos solidly for the last year and a half, I discuss it, but I'm not the one worried about my hair loss. I think a lot of other people that watch my videos are, but no one else in the real world actually is. It's just people who watch my YouTube channels. And that's something we need to talk more about. There's a lot of psychology in that. So I look forward to discussing with that next time, or if not, pretty soon.